This is where we spent the night last night, on the side of the road, because we were visiting our friends in Seattle. And it's hilarious. We're like right in front of a elementary school. I keep thinking, this is the weirdest place I've spent the night. And then we spend the night someplace weirder, so.
Forest, and I got to drink some of the horsetail water.
We're in the Oregon Museum of Science and Industry with my parents today.
And I'm doing the water rocket.
Water rocket.
We had such a good time with Nana, Nanu, Uncle Mimo, and Alex in Portland. After they flew back to Ohio, we backtracked into Washington to see the Olympic Peninsula, while Luca stayed back with Uncle Mimo and Alex in Portland. We miss you, Luca! Luca.
Wish you were here. Just kidding. No, just kidding.
Okay, that's
We're dry camping on the Hoh River in Olympic National Park. It's just an area where you're allowed to pull up and park. So we'll be here for a couple days.
We are at the Olympic National Park in the rainforest here. And we are at a braided river.
So it looks like this tree fell over, and then it has a bunch of other little trees that have now planted themselves in the broken down roots. Makes for some fun climbing though.
They're like nurse slugs, and they decay and show roots. The roots look cool and they're really fun to climb.
Form roots into it. And so these maple trees were colonized by mosses early on in their life, and as they've been growing, the moss has been growing on it. And the moss goes through generations, and some of it's dying, and you've got all this wildlife in it, microscopic springtails and mites and nematodes and bacteria and all kinds of
Welcome to Rialto Beach.
So we found this crazy thing that feels like rubber.
And you can see inside of it, it's a plant. Let's see how long this is.
All right.
About that right there, the little tiny hole inside of that wall is the attraction. But I think over here, this ginormous thingy, which I don't even know why they said that little hole inside that little tiny wall is attraction. I can see that everywhere. So I think so. Yes.
Sayla and me made it out here.
Oh, yeah.
Woo!
Yeah.
It is so beautiful. It's like the scene from Little Mermaid.
Except for somebody actually did that and they got splashed.
Yes, they did. And there's tide pools out here, and it's really cool. And no one else did it, but me and Sayla did it, and we're awesome.
Yeah, we're awesome.
We thought Rialto Beach was cool. This place is awesome. You walk through what feels like a jungle and then just happen upon this like magical beach. It's so cool.
Right on Boyton, there's like 2 or 3 more. See if we can get it for that.
It's still got a little bit of soft tissue.
You can see it eating. It's crazy. These things apparently have thousands of teeth. It's a beautiful specimen of a banana slug, huh? We got all sorts of stuff on this beach. Luckily, someone towed us out. Now we are in a really weird configuration hooked up to the RV. Moving on with our day though. Going to see the Quinault Rainforest today, and then on to stay with friends in Olympia. This is pretty cool, huh? Just discovered this decaying tree along our path that people have kind of formed into a teepee. Where are you, Tessa? Oh, whoa.
But mommy, I couldn't even get it off the distance.
Let's see the sap. Ugh. And, oh, that's horrible.
A lot of sap in here. Looks great. Little full. A lot of sap.
Those were the final words of David Johnston, who is a USGS volcanologist manning the observation post at the location we visited just before the eruption. In fact, this observatory, located 6 miles from Mount St. Helens, is named in his honor because the violent lateral blast quickly swept over the observation site, killing him. Mount St. Helens is part of the Cascade Volcanic Arc, which is a segment of the Pacific Ring of Fire. This eruption in 1980 was the most deadly and economically destructive volcanic eruption in recorded U.S. history. The park ranger told us that it is still considered an active volcano today, but that fact was obvious as we saw steam rising from its central lava dome the day we visited.
This is supposed to be a scenic overview of the Pacific Ocean, but instead, it's a scenic overview of clouds.
We are hiking to Fern Canyon.
Yep.
We're not here yet. So.
Nope, this is where Steven Spielberg had Jurassic Park 2. There's some scenes that are filmed here in Fern Canyon. And of course, Luke is over in the background looking at different plant growth. He thinks he found some berries, some blackberries, which is what excites him on hikes.
Yeah. Maybe because everybody always tells everybody not
Mommy,
to eat berries.
come over here.
He actually found
I
berries.
think that one's right.
This place is like one big jungle gym of outdoor things, I guess. It gets its name very obviously as being a canyon of ferns, Fern Canyon. It's really cool. They're almost on the crosswalk.
This tree and many like it have had their hardwood center burned out in forest fires, but the outer cambium layer is spared because redwoods can hold around 2,000 gallons of water. This tree is incredibly still alive.
One of the things we like to do when we get to a new national park is to go directly to the visitor center and find a park ranger to talk to. These people are like the concierges of the national park system. We let them know what kind of experience we're looking for, our time frame, what the kids can handle, and they help us tailor which trails we should do and what things we should see. This Brown Tree Trail that we are going on now was one of the park ranger's favorites that he recommended because he felt like it gave a good feel of the old growth without all the crowds in the more popular sites. And it was really cool. We had the whole place to ourselves. Stout Grove is one of the old-growth redwood forests, with the average tree life around 500 to 700 years old, but many greater than 2,000 years old. They're able to live so long because their bark and cambium are very thick and capable of holding thousands of gallons of water, making them fire-resistant. In addition to their thick bark, their wood is very acidic, both of which make them resistant to insect damage, and incredibly, they have no known diseases that can kill them. We learned that these amazing qualities also make for good lumber, and the gold rush of 1850 led to their discovery as a commodity. By 1851, the gold miners had struck out and moved on to felling these trees. In less than a century, the 2 million acres of redwood forest were cut back by 90%. They aided in westward expansion, and World War II also led to a huge lumber demand, further depleting these giants. Initially, the lumber companies avoided felling trees near what few roadways there were, so the devastation to the redwood forests were not readily public knowledge. Thankfully, the Save the Redwood League helped bring awareness, and they began to be protected, first by California state parks and eventually as a national park in 1968, protecting half of the little forest that remains. Today, only 5% of the old-growth forest remains, and we were so happy to be seeing it.
I don't know. The one that goes guys, get out.
The one from Vivo?